Hello everyone, and thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. My name is Jim Kirby, and I am Chair of the Saskatoon Airport Authority Board of Directors. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic and part of a nationwide effort to help reduce the spread of the coronavirus, we are hosting our 2020 annual public meeting virtually this year, a first in the history of our organization. Notice of this virtual meeting was published in the Star Phoenix on April 18, 2020, pursuant to paragraph 17.2 of Bylaw Number 1 of the Saskatoon Airport Authority, and use of this alternative format for 2020 only was formally agreed to by Transport Canada, our Board of Directors, and all of our nominators. We welcome community feedback regarding our 2019 annual report, which is now available on our skyxe.ca website, and in relation to the information being presented in this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out via email at info@skyxe.ca. We will be compiling all of your questions and will release them along with our answers on our SkyXE website by June 9, 2020. I'd like to start by sharing a very brief history of our airport, including our legal name and our operating names. In 1993, the name of the Saskatoon Airport was officially changed to Saskatoon John G. Diefenbaker Airport to honor John George Diefenbaker, Canada's 13th Prime Minister, a truly remarkable Canadian who proudly called Saskatchewan his home. In 2006, the word international was added when the Saskatoon Airport formally received its international status. In 2018, we partnered with the Diefenbaker Centre of Canada to install a permanent display honoring Mr. Diefenbaker's legacy in our Prairie Peoples Showcase Gallery. We prominently display Saskatoon John G. Diefenbaker International Airport in two areas on the front of our terminal building, and additional signage was also incorporated into our new departure hall last year. There are a couple of other names associated with our airport that you should be aware of. The first is Saskatoon Airport Authority. The Saskatoon Airport Authority is the name of the nonprofit corporation that operates the Saskatoon John G. Diefenbaker International Airport. We do so under a long-term lease granted by the Government of Canada. As such, the Saskatoon Airport Authority is responsible for managing and maintaining the Saskatoon Airport. Finally, SkyXE Saskatoon Airport, or just SkyXE for short, is our brand name that encompasses both the Saskatoon Airport Authority and the Saskatoon John G. Diefenbaker International Airport. As our brand name, SkyXE represents the entire airport experience, embracing the pride we feel in Saskatchewan, as well as our unique airport code, YXE. Through our SkyXE brand name, we strive to exceed the expectations of our guests, partners, and our community by providing service quality initiatives that match our vision to be Canada's most valued airport experience. As a community-driven and operated airport, we rely on the dedicated involvement of community members to contribute to our good governance, transparency, and accountability. The commitment and dedication of the entire SkyXE team is also paramount to our success. Over the past few months, as we collectively battled the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, this has never been more obvious. To the airline representatives, security personnel, customs officers, cleaners, contractors, and our own staff, we see you and we greatly appreciate all of your dedication, talent, kindness, and loyalty. On behalf of myself and all of my colleagues on the Board of Directors, I offer our sincere thanks. My colleagues that make up the Board of Directors of the Saskatoon Airport Authority include Bill Hogan, Kaylin Schrader, Bert Monroe, Leslie Prosser, Brent Schuler, Bob Corral, Ryan Heinrichs, Russell Marcoux, Susan Milburn, and David Weger. As for me, This 2020 virtual meeting is my last formal obligation as chair of the Saskatoon Airport Authority Board of Directors. I am very pleased to welcome David Weegar as the new chair of the board and Susan Milburn as the new vice chair of the board. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my personal appreciation for the many contributions of SAA Director Russell Marcoux, whose 9-year tenure on the board officially ends May 29, 2020. I am also very pleased to welcome 2 new members to the board who, effective as of May 29th, will take the place of myself and Director Marcoux. We welcome Tara Reichert, who joins our board as a nominee of the rural municipality of Corman Park, and Tammy Van Lambogen, who is joining our board as a nominee of the City of Saskatoon. I wish to also acknowledge and sincerely thank our SkyXE executive team. Stephen Maybury, our President and Chief Executive Officer. Nick Purich, Vice President, Corporate Administration and Chief Financial Officer. CJ Dushinsky, Vice President, Business Development and Service Quality, and Andrew Leeming, Vice President, Operational Excellence. In closing, I would like to touch on 3 things. First, this is the best board of directors I have ever had the honor of being part of. Every month, they work hard to serve our province by making the Saskatoon Airport better. To each of the directors I have had the honor of serving with over the last 9 years, and to our predecessors who led the way, a heartfelt and sincere thank you. Second, the management team at SkyXE is, simply put, among the best in the business. We are blessed to have them here, along with the entire SkyXE team. They have performed remarkably in good times and bad. They deserve our appreciation and our admiration. Last but not least, I want to mention one of my favorite phrases credited to the famous writer Lewis Carroll that I believe underscores the importance of having a vision. That phrase is as follows: if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. I can assure you that the Saskatoon Airport does have a clear vision, and as a result, we know where we are going. With a very strong board of directors and an excellent management team working in alignment to see that vision become a reality, I have no doubt whatsoever about the future success of the Saskatoon Airport. Working together, we will get through these current challenges, and we will recover, grow, and thrive in the years ahead. That concludes my remarks as chair of the Saskatoon Airport Authority. It is my privilege to now call upon Stephen Maybury, our President and Chief Executive Officer, to provide management's review of 2019 and their priorities for the future.
Thank you, Jim. Good morning and welcome to our annual public meeting. Today's presentation reports on our 2019 activities by reiterating our role as a Canadian Airport Authority, by discussing our 2019 performance with respect to our strategic annual targets, and finally, by highlighting our short-term plans for 2020 and beyond. Our corporate identity as the Saskatoon Airport Authority is modeled on a private, not-for-profit corporation that is community-driven to reinvest any surplus cash flow back into the airport and enable economic development by connecting Saskatchewan to the world. We are an essential node in the transportation network, we facilitate trade, and we bring visitors to Saskatchewan's tourism sector. We operate under a long-term federal lease with public accountability principles that are prescriptive in areas of reasonable user charges, community consultations, and equitable access to all air carriers. We pay a % commission to the federal government based on our gross revenue generated, which is referred to as ground rent. And we also pay taxes to the City of Saskatoon. Saskatoon Airport Authority has a mandate to manage, operate, and develop the airport in a safe, secure, efficient, cost-effective, and financially viable manner for the benefit of the general public. Our board is composed of community-based, non-political professional directors who make informed decisions in accordance with their policy-based and fiduciary roles. With a vision to be Canada's most valued airport experience, our strategy is simple and holistic, which is important given that the Saskatoon Airport Authority only represents about 3% of all airport workers. Collaboration is therefore our key success factor. And as a guest-centric business, holding a value proposition premised on getting you departed on time, growing your connections to your destination, and ensuring your experience while being hosted at our airport is an exceptional one. We measure operational excellence through on-time performance, air service growth through seat capacity and one-stop connectivity, exceptional services through the preeminent global benchmarking program for airport service quality, and finally by measuring financial viability through our ability to manage debt, maintain an expansion capability, offer competitive aviation fees, and generate an annual profit. Our two most important business drivers are passenger demand and aircraft seats. With a 2019 target of finishing in the top 5 airports for on-time performance in Canada, we exceeded this by finishing number 1. Our air terminal building, airfield, and ground load teams worked hard to ensure our guests get to where they need to be when they need to be there. We are extremely proud of these teams, considering that early 2019 proved to be extremely challenging due to the extended and extreme cold weather in Saskatoon. As a Head Start airport, we focus on bolstering airline productivity in a small but congested window of time every day. From the implementation of new technology in our departure hall, to working with our partners to add another line in our pre-board screening area, we aim to efficiently move our guests to where they need to be. In a softened business environment, we finished 2019 2.2% below our seat capacity target as a result of lower passenger demand than expected and other aviation challenges such as the grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. That said, both Delta and WestJet invested more seats into our market, allowing us to stay resilient in a challenging year. We ended the year down 2.1% in passenger traffic, which was a relatively good result given the industry challenges we endured. WestJet saw growth in the market, as well as our transborder service to Minneapolis on Delta, which saw a 3.1% increase in passenger traffic, both of which were positive indicators for Saskatoon and the province. In terms of passenger connectivity, we were fortunate to offer over 20 direct routes in 2019 with strong hub connectivity through 245 one-stop destinations. Our top destinations were Calgary, Toronto, and Edmonton, and the return of WestJet's new once-weekly winter service to Orlando and Florida was realized. An increase in seats to Minneapolis on Delta Airlines also materialized, and we welcomed Transwest Saskatoon to Regina flight in our air terminal building. In 2019, we exceeded our airport service quality target of 4.35 by scoring 4.38 out of 5, despite very impactful construction projects, which disrupted our guests' pre-departure experience. Our team and our partners did a fantastic job in effectively phasing and communicating construction impacts in such a guest-facing project footprint. Sustainability means managing our efficiency, economic, environment, and social responsibility in a way that preserves future generations' ability to use the resources we have available today. Our strategic target is to reduce per passenger carbon emissions by 20% from our 2015 benchmark by the year 2023. Some 2019 initiatives that contributed to our sustainability plan included continued operation of a 28 kilowatt solar array system located on the rooftop of our maintenance operations center, a new departure hall common use technologies to best use the current building footprint. Water refill stations throughout the building have saved almost 400,000 plastic bottles to date. and the planned or installed energy efficiency systems in our air terminal building. We were very pleased to receive the Airport Carbon Accreditation Level 1 certification in September of 2019. Airport Carbon Accreditation is the only institutionally endorsed global carbon management certification program for airports. Our Departures Hall project enabled technology and integrated services as a new Saskatoon Airport Authority controlled process. It deferred a much more expensive brick and mortar development, supporting our competitive cost structure for airlines and a non-debt position for the Saskatoon Airport Authority. And finally, it created a more efficient passenger and baggage process via self-serve technology that provides our guests more control over their own travel experience. As the number of passengers grow, the baggage handling system infrastructure also must grow to accommodate the increased volumes of baggage. An 18-month project was completed in late 2019 to expand baggage capacity with a new, more efficient system that better sorts and screens all baggage at the airport. As we look to 2020 and beyond, we, like many other businesses, have rapidly revised our plans in response to the devastating effects of COVID-19. With current passenger demand down 98%, aircraft seats down 75%, plummeting revenue, increased pandemic costs, and canceled capital investments, we are being tested in terms of our financial viability. The isolation of would-be travelers, border closures, and flight cancellations have led to a precipitous decline in traffic and revenue over a protracted recovery period, which we are currently forecasting out to 2022. Within a primarily fixed cost and highly regulated airport environment, operating expenses cannot be reduced in proportion to traffic, and we must maintain our same high standard of safety and security and remaining open to move goods, essential workers, medevacs, northern flights, and other important services for Saskatchewan's economy and ultimate recovery. Our short-term goals are therefore to have a defined path to financial viability, to be positioned for the inevitable post-pandemic recovery, and to get through this crisis together. On behalf of the Saskatoon Airport Authority team, thank you for your attention at our annual public meeting, which we hope you felt was engaging as our inaugural online platform. We do want to hear from you, so please email us your questions and comments by June 3rd at 4 p.m. We will subsequently compile and respond publicly on our website within the following week. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Steve, and above all, thank you for your excellent work as the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Saskatoon Airport Authority. To everyone watching, thank you for your interest in the Saskatoon Airport Authority. This concludes the first ever virtual annual public meeting of our authority. Please continue to take care of yourselves, your family, and the vulnerable members of our community. In true Saskatchewan form, we will get through this together.